Okay, what's going on, y'all? Here we are back with another video. This is the part 2 to my World War III Olympics connection. So pretty much this is going to clear up everything about that video. And I'm going to show you guys what's the most important thing about this card. And finally, we're gonna clear up the whole Japan earthquake and tsunami. So yeah, this is gonna be a good video. All right, so I looked around to see if I can find the Fukushima earthquake and tsunami disaster on here, but I wasn't able to find it. The only thing I was able to pick up was the 311, and I believe I said that in the part 1 video. But yeah, it's the only thing I can find. But turns out this is one half of a story and another half of a story. So this first half right here is Fukushima's earthquake and tsunami disaster. So let's just clear that up. Half 1, half 2. Okay, so pretty much this card is Japan. And we have one disaster, and that's Fukushima. The 311 here on the clock is actually pointed to 1111. This has nothing to do with the earthquake and tsunami. Let's get that straight. People always say, oh, this is connected to the 311 earthquake. That's nothing to do with it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what this clock might be actually connected to. So here we have another missile again. And then we have somebody working on the missile, I should say. Okay, I'm going to show you how this connects. Okay, so we go over. Here we had top men working around the clock. Now, mind you, working around the clock. Now, we go straight up. Here we have the missile right under the clock. Okay, so we realize we have our nuclear capability here. Our top men working around the clock. I'm gonna show you guys how I believe this is the nuclear event. Or it won't be nuclear, but it's gonna be some form of nuclear mass. Okay, so we have our explosion in the background. Now, how do I know this is an explosion? We have two people right here, and they have their shadows in the back. The same thing with the building. So then we get our explosion, and then the shadows of the building and our people. Now, the time of the explosion is the key. Now, these are actually 11s. Now, what I thought was a K is actually like a witch that's standing here showing us or pointing to the 11s. Now, she's actually looking at these 11s right here. So we have our 1111. And remember on our clock, 1111. Okay. And another thing in this card, so we know it's going to be an explosion. Like I said, we have our explosion in the back. Now, this is kind of hard to see, but there's our clock and another building right here, which I believe is the blast in the background. But if you look for yourself, you're going to see that there's a clock right here, and the clock is shown exploding. At which time? 11:11. So now we know this event's going to be a huge explosion. It's just a matter of fact of when it's going to happen. Now, it wouldn't make sense for them to have the San Francisco attack and then have the Japan attack months later. So I think these events are going to happen the same day, and it's just going to happen at 11:11. So, I don't know. This is my theory, but like I said, for me, it would be really strange for them to have two separate attacks, especially of this magnitude. All right, so remember the colors of the t-shirts, how they're supposed to represent the Olympic rings? So we have white, green, yellow, blue, and red. Now remember that. White, green, yellow, blue, red. Now, here on the beach ball, we have white, green, yellow, blue, and red. Now, if you're wondering like, oh, how does this connect? Well, look at her face. Here we have our Japanese faces, so you can't say that's not. So, maybe a missile hits the water and causes a mega tsunami? Possibility, who knows?